God, I'm like sweating on Baby Yoda. Check it out. That is the chia pet. The chia pet that arrived without the chia. So we took. It turns out we have chia seeds. Why do we have chia seeds?
Because they were trendy in baking about 2 years ago.
Oh man, they're sort of woke, man. They're like woke, trendy seeds. And 2 year, 2 years. They've been sitting in there for 2 years. Oh my God. Jane's like, maybe they're. Jane's like, I don't think they're growing. Maybe they're roasted. Maybe it's they're 2 years old and bought from Greenwich Village.
Maybe they're heirloom chia seeds.
Heirloom chia seeds. That's it. Exactly. I'm not allowed to show Jane because she looks too good. That's the reality. Is compared to me, it would be too dazzling for you. So I'm waiting for coffee to brew. I've made a terrible mess making breakfast. Boy, I really don't. I just here. I got to do this paper towel and get this stuff cooking here. I made a terrible mess whenever I cook. I'm like one of those like really. I guess I'm a messy eater too. I don't know what that says about me. I can't imagine. But it always looks like like a kindergarten class has just finished doing a finger painting session whenever I finish cooking. Like it's like I don't know how I find food on the ceiling. I find splatters on the back of the wall, and I have no idea where they come from. So anyway, so so this morning I made eggs. Yeah, who knew you could make such a mess making eggs? But I made very fancy. I had we buy this stuff from we got this bakery near us called Cobb's Bakery, which I absolutely love, and they make this Turkish bread, this salted Turkish bread. Oh, so freaking good. And this wonderful bread is kind of nice with avocado and a poached egg. So that's what I did this morning for the Bratlets breakfast. And then we drizzled this. Oh, we got these friends. I'll find this. Can I find this? Let me see if I've got this here. I'm all sweaty and gross. All right. So check this out. These guys right here. Amazing. This stuff is like it's like home crushed olive oil. These guys are like just like they're local to here, but are just in love with the idea of making olive oil. So, oh, thank you very much. Oh dear, Dennis. Is it Dennis? I should get my glasses. I'll be back. Where did I put my glasses? Oh man. All right.
No idea, babe. Sorry.
Come with me. Come with me. Walk with me. We shall find my glasses. Would I have taken them off downstairs maybe while I was exercising? Probably. Oh, I could bring some stuff down. Ah, look at this. 70% isopropyl alcohol. 70% because apparently that's way better for doing all the cleaning before I get into my mycelium cultures and stuff. So I've got that. Of course, I'll put that there because I'll never find it again. Like my glasses, where would I have put them? Was I organized enough to take them off before? I feel like that's not possible. Don't you feel honored to be a part of this process? And look who's here to join us. Were you worried about my glasses too? Oh God. Okay. Where am I here? I must have had them with me at some point. Like, I think I took them off while I was working out. Did I mention the workout? Yeah, this is a cool 30 minutes today. 30 minutes. I'm back to 30 minutes again. That's not bad. I don't have glasses. Do we have any reading glasses or anything I could use? Could my voice go higher?
Mine are upstairs.
What are those there?
To the top floor.
Are
Your
these-
glasses are probably in the bathroom or where you.
Really?
Yeah, darling.
Hmm? Oh dear. Here they are.
Why did no one else mention that?
They might have, because I don't have my glasses on. I can't read the text. Okay.
Cue thousands of people shouting, "You're wearing them!"
Oh my God. Wait a second. On your shirt. You have them. They're on your shirt. Oh my God. But I can't read them because I don't have my glasses on. Oh my God. This is like, you can't write. People are privy to the kind of comedy that can only happen in the stupid mind that is mine. Let's cut to the dog for a second. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. Jane, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me, dog?
Only just noticed.
Priceless. Priceless. All right, comedy gold. It's so true. Accidental master of comedy. That's me. Of course, being blind is about like me minus glasses. He won't see any of this. Exactly, old Get What Games. That was the problem. I may have burned too much burning and too little learning, I'd say. Oh my God, I sort of took a little sidetrack on the learning part, and I got on the elliptical today, or as I like to refer to it, the torture device, because it's freaking horrible, as is every exercise device, if you ask me. If I do this, move the tab a little bit, there you go. I'm waiting for my coffee to brew, that's why I'm up here. So I've started listening to this audiobook, The Flash Boys, and it's all about high-speed trading. So high-speed stock market trading, and man, is it cool! Just things you don't think of. Like you think, you say, I want to buy these stock. I press buy, and then the stocks get bought. Oh no, little mortals! That's apparently not how it works. So one of the things that they were sort of uncovering in this book is how, while some people are building high-speed fiber cables between cities to get faster access to trades. There's a bank up here, the RBC bank up here, which discovered that, well, of course, what would happen was you don't just trade on one exchange. There are multi-exchanges that might have the stock you're looking for. So you send out a buy order, and all of these exchanges would get the order. The only problem was, if you look at the speed chart, I should tell you before, the problem with what was happening was, as soon as they went to high-speed trading, all of a sudden traders were like, well, I go to buy something, and then everything's fine, everything's normal, and then I go to buy something, and it's like the markets just like automatically work against me. And no one could figure out why this was happening, which just seems ludicrous to me. But nobody had sort of thought to actually ask about, hey, why is that? They'd sort of gone like, well, I guess we can't make those trades. No, it wasn't as simple as that. But certainly it was an industry that was struggling with this stuff for like a couple of years. And what was happening, what these guys at RBC figured out was that they were doing different tests. Like when they just tried to buy off one exchange, they had no problems. They could buy it automatically. When they bought off two exchanges, two of the big exchanges, they were fine. And then they would start mixing them up, and they discover that they'd start losing their trade. The more exchanges that they tried to buy from, the less of their trades would go through because people would be working against them. That's the delicious sound of coffee beeping. So come with me while I make some coffee. So they do a little bar. What was that?
It's right there, dear.
What coffee? Where's the coffee? Who's that voice? Oh man. It had to happen in front of Jane too, because like the internet's one thing, but my wife, I know she would never have watched this. So she would never have known what an idiot I am. Now she knows. It's very difficult for a single mother with one kid, just saying out there, really tough. Best bet is to stay where you are. Inertia is probably your best bet right now, baby. And there's COVID, so don't leave the house. Don't go out. All right, yeah. So they build a little pie chart. They build a little chart, a little graph to show the different speeds of these trades. So let's say that the Toronto Stock Exchange is here, New York Stock Exchange takes a little bit longer, or I guess a little longer, and they chart these all out. They see that there's like this, there's definitely a difference between all of these exchanges. So what do? They don't try to trade faster. This is classic engineer thinking, and I freaking love it. They go, what if we just slowed all of the trades down so that they all arrive at exactly the same time? So it's like you put your toe in the water and you go like, ooh, how fast is this connection? Okay, let's just put that number in there. How fast is this connection? Let's put that number in there. And let's just sort of figure out how to get them all to arrive at the exchanges, all the different exchanges at exactly the same time. And of course, what happens? It works perfectly because there's no time for any of those exchanges to work against each other, and they basically solve this problem, which I'm sure will then be unsolved very quickly, undone, because there's a lot more book to read. So I'm guessing there's more to it than just that. There's also, it sounds like a lot of really shady dealing. I mean, not that anyone should be surprised. I just suppose no one should be surprised that, my God, the stock market, it's not entirely on the level. But even I guess I'm a naive little moron, but I just I was surprised by all of this stuff. So, but the idea that entire trades could be done, dealt with, sold, and bought within the span of a blink of an eye. Like we're talking like 2 to 4 milliseconds here. So it takes you longer to blink your eyes. This is a world I love. I worked with Greg Brick. I was going on and on about what a wonderful guy he was yesterday. And Greg and our producer Patrick were sort of lamenting this technological future that we live in, where computers make all the decisions and drones fly cars and there's no humanity and stuff. And I'm like, yes, except that I welcome our robot overlords. I love this stuff. I complain about the state of the world in many, many ways, and as you know, I call it a wine time for a reason. But man, I love this technology. I just think that technology will completely destroy us, and the only solution we have is to use technology against the technology that we've already created. So I think that's kind of fun, although probably counterintuitive. But I just, this kind of stuff amazes me, and I've got to figure out a way of getting the kids excited about this, because I think there's something there. You know what I mean? There's something kind of really interesting. Because the other thing about the RBC folks is that now I don't know if this is true or not, but according to this book, they didn't sell this technology, or maybe they did sell technology, but what they wanted to do along with using this technology was to basically out everybody, was to say, like, guys, you're trading with people who are ripping you off. Like they're ripping you off. And they also have these things called dark pools, I believe is the right term, dark pools, where they basically like a Fidelity or a CIBC or any of these other the banks would have their own little reserve of stuff going on. So it's like, let's say they have one client who has 100 Microsoft shares they want to sell, and they have another client who wants to buy 100 Microsoft shares. Well, why go to all the trouble of going to the markets and having it compete? Just swap them. Just swap them. There you go. And of course, you can make a killing in that, because you're basically, exactly what you're getting for those stocks. You don't even have to, it doesn't even have to be registered with the rest of the exchanges until later. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to say who's doing what. It's an amazing system. And I guess it's also part of our makeup. I think part of what makes us human is we're constantly trying to game the system. Like we're constantly trying to work out ways to succeed against any of the problems that come up, any of the sort of the obstacles that come up in your life and your work, and just like little workarounds. And I just think I love those people who can sort of step back and look at things and figure them out just by just taking a different perspective on things. It was marvelous talking to Gimpy G yesterday. Yeah, I got to stop calling him just Gimpy, because Gimpy's just not the same as Gimpy G. So Gimpy God is how he refers to himself. Lance Carr is his actual name. Wonderful guy, like just wonderful guy. I feel very sort of. I feel like I found another friend. Barnacle is my brother from another nerd mother, and I think I'm gonna have to include Gimpy G on this too, because we are of the same age, the same era, about as grumpy as each other, and about as snarky. So it's kind of fun. We both seem to like this tech and gaming stuff. So it's really fun to have him sort of part of Tech Bandits yesterday. And I have to throw out a thank you to, I think it was Nicholas. I'm sorry if I got this name wrong, but Nicholas, who got in touch with me via email last night or this morning and said, give me a rundown on some of the Tobii, Tobii eye tracking technology, and how he is using it for assistive use of the Windows system, which I'm very, very excited to. I want to set up a system for me, and a system that mirrors the system that Gimpy G has. Gimpy G has a 3090, so I guess I have to get one of those. And the other thing that happened last night, which I thought was so. First off, I have to thank Gimpy G like so much for that is way more of an effort for Gimpy G than it is for me. Even when I'm at my standing desk, it's still that's a lot of physical effort, as well as obviously sort of mental and the stress of dealing with kids screaming at each other and over each other and changing the subject like squirrels every 2 seconds. And yeah, just the kids, not me, of course. I'm always on track. But I also have to do a big shout out to Bratlet, because Bratlet rushed home to be a part of that. And I was just very, very appreciative of him being a part of that. And also, he came down this morning and said, you should have that Gimpy G guy back again. He's fun, So I thought that was I just it's always nice when you have those little breakthroughs with the kid because as a parent. You don't want your parents to be right. You know what I mean? I think it takes a lot for a kid to go, you know what, Dad, you're not an idiot. Don't show him this video. Anyway, so huge thank you to Gimpy G for that. Big thank you to Nicholas, I believe it was Nicholas, who was talking about that. And I'm going to see about getting some Tobies if I can. The DNW, thank you very much. $3. Wow. $3 and some kind of a dancing icon. That's great. I think I'm a fantastic parent, says Mary Lou. I don't think you're a fantastic. Oh, I'm a fantastic parent. I was gonna say, Mary Lou, boy, that seems like a little bit egotistical, but no, I'm totally the best parent ever. I'm so not. Ask Baz. You get the good stuff. I should be better about sharing the bad stuff. We had a horrible time last week. Jane was a terrible mother, and and we just had I was awful. I did like my old school dad thing. I like marched upstairs and I screamed and shouted and swore and pulled his computer out from under his desk and everything. And I don't want to be that guy. I hate that. I think, and what I realized coming out of it was, yes, of course it's the kid's fault because it's always the kid's fault, but it's also, I'm fighting being a grown up. I always have fought being a grown up. I don't like being told what I'm supposed to do. That's why I sucked at school. I'm not like some cool rebel. It's just literally like a wall I have on this kind of stuff. It's like someone says, don't touch that. I'm like, it's just, and I think that's why I love acting so much, is that acting there's a certain sort of freedom to the strange prison of being an actor. But I was just not setting, I think, clear rules for him. So his understanding is like, as a game addicted teenager, he's like, I've got a free second. I should be on a game. And, Jane and I are thinking, he's a game addicted teenager. The last thing he should do when he's got free time is to go on the computer. So we were clashing over that a lot. And also not having specific times I was finding difficult because there's the constant friction. There's a constant back and forth negotiation going on with the can I game now? And you're like, have you done your history homework? Yes, I've done my history homework. That was last week. I haven't done my French, my science, my, what I mean? Like, it's like, I can't keep, this is why I sucked at school. I couldn't keep track of half of this stuff. Anyway, so I'm trying to remove those points of friction because I don't know if you can tell by my performances on television, I'm not very good at friction. I tend to be like either my head exploding or rather sullen and grumpy. So I tend to be I think it's probably better for me to avoid those what are they called? Hot points? No, fire points. What is it called? Jane, help me. You're the crossword.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Jane, stop working on your movie and help me say the word that I don't have in my head.
So sorry, honey. I wasn't listening.
You weren't listening? What? I can't. Not only does she not watch the streams, she doesn't listen to me while I'm in the room doing them with her. I'm so tempted to turn the camera on her and show you what looks like the young queen sitting in the window, like a Flemish painting. The sunlight filtering in as she tries to change her pitch deck for the latest movies that she's working on. She's very high powered now, I'm just an internet guy. Oh my God, DNW. I love your kitchen setup. The backsplash is on point. I did that. That's me. I totally did. That's all me. All me all the time. What did you do? I don't remember.
I did the other side, the long wall.
Yeah, but they don't see that. They're looking at this one, the good one. They're looking at this one. The other one, the other side's nice, but it's a long wall. It's much easier. This, complex. Yeah, I think a magnificent job, except for the parts where I ran out of tile and I couldn't cut them small enough, so I put an awful lot of grout in there. There's like some chunks in there. If you look, there's like in here, there's a lot. Thank you very much. I just got $2. I got a $2 tip for my tile work. Yeah. Maybe next time I'll point at your tile work. Maybe they'll throw some money at you. Let me see her side. Oh man, really? I feel that I'm doing myself a grave disservice here, but I'm doing it for the sake of transparency. That's my work, and and then this is Jane's work. It seems a lot longer on video. It seems a lot longer, like a lot more work on video. But the reality is, this is really, look at all these angles. Look, what's this? There was a hood. I don't see a hood over on this giant span of spatula. Oh my God, it really is a lot of space. Anyways, yeah, this is great. I can't believe the DIY, what was it? Who turned us down on that? HGTV. Jane and I wanted to do a renovation show. We thought it would be funny, like geek and chic. You know what I mean? I'd of course be chic. Yeah, they're like, yeah, I don't think so. But reality is more fun on YouTube anyways. I'm gonna go up, I gotta do some work on the bathroom because otherwise Jane will leave me. So I might see if I can share some of that with you as well, because that's gonna be kind of fun. I'm gonna be like cutting out pieces of wood, putting them in the holes in the floor. I got some plumbing to cut, some venting to do, some plumbing to do with those like shark bites that everyone's recommended, where you can just cut them off, pop the things on, and then hopefully water doesn't go everywhere. That's my goal. DNW, what are you doing? $3. Mine's still better. Such a suck up. DNW, I'll take your money. But
Was that for my rule?
that's quite a suck up. No, $3 is for me, I think. I think that's it. Anyway, this is all going to Tech Bandits anyway, so you can just hands off, tile lady. We're slowly getting a house tour piece by piece. Yeah, you are a little bit, sardonic file. It's true. I mean, I could do a tour at some point. I just won't do it while Jane's, dressed in her morning wear. She needs to be dressed for entertaining, don't you know? She grew up right opposite the Tower of, not Tower of London, was it? Buckingham Palace, you stupid Canadian. All right.
David.
I'm right here, darling. You know, I love you. Greetings from, okay, so I should say hi to everybody. Oh my God, there's a lot of text. Let me guess, a lot about where my glasses are. Okay, so DNW, what's been 2 years? What's been 2 years? What has been 2 years? Hey, as long as you can eat it, it's a good breakfast. Oh yeah, the 2 years was on the chia. Did I show you that? The chia, I have the little, the baby Yoda chia pet. But it arrived without the chia part of the chia pet. Seems like a little bit of an oversight on their part. But luckily, Jane is like woke and cool and has chia seeds just in case, her friends from outer state New York show up for a chia. What do you even make with chia?
No idea.
Exactly. You just sort of go like, oh, darling, can I get you anything? Tea, coffee, perhaps some chia.
They used to do a chia pudding at.
Oh, I think
City End.
Yes. I remember having a chia pudding. Yeah, chia pudding was good. But now it's a chia pet. Okay, so DNW, I'm going to say thank you again for those very kind, what are they called? Super chat things? They're thinking about doing super chat on Twitter? How would that even work? It's not super chat on Twitter, but like a subscription on Twitter? I don't know what to do with that. That just seems weird. I wouldn't, I wouldn't pay for my tweets. Mary Lou, thank you very much. $1.99, and that's cool. Was that for Jane's? That was for Jane's towel, probably, right? Is that what it was? Okay, the other wall was really pretty, though. Oh my God, DNW, what are you doing? DNW's thrown probably $6 at us just for our tiling. Wait till you see the bathroom.
You can hire a professional.
Thank you, Jane. So we can hire a professional. That's great. Isn't chia put into smoothies? Oh, Jane, we should put chia in smoothies. There you go. But wouldn't you have, then you got little bits in your smoothie. I hate the little bits in my smoothie. I get when you use raspberries and you get the seeds in them. I hate that. Okay, for the comedy show. Oh, thank you, Mary Lou. $1.99 for the comedy show? It's like you've just rented the first episode. All right, you pay for tweets, basically? Really? I mean, I guess I could do Tech Bandit tweets, and then those would be, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know if you got any ideas on that, because that me, I'm always happy to figure out ways to not have to act for a living. All right, have a look at my IG tiling page for some ideas for your bathroom, David. TS Tiling. T's Tiling. Have a look at my IG. What's IG? What's IG? I should know what IG is. And it's pajamas all over. Instagram, of course. Yes, of course. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, sorry. We've got chia. Did I mention that? So Instagram, yes. Okay, so you got an Instagram page for, are you allowed to, can you share a link or anything? So am I looking for Tommy Boy on Instagram? Am I looking at T's Tiling? Oh, T's Tiling. Okay, so I'll look up T's Tiling. Got it. All right. My God, I feel like a freaking grandpa today. I'm so out of it. Okay, so you can chew your smoothies. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so if you only like super fans or members to see your tweets, you'd make those as paid bracket. I don't know. I get so weird about that because I feel like it should be a volunteer thing. Like I don't want to force people because there's some people don't have money, and sometimes sometimes you don't have money. I mean, sometimes you just don't have money for these things. So I feel like it's like I'd rather people sort of look. Don't hold me to this because I might change my mind tomorrow. You know, I'm like squirrel. But it feels to me like unless it was specifically for like Tech Bandit stuff. But the whole point of Tech Bandits is I want it to be accessible to everyone. I mean, that's the whole point of it. So I don't know why you'd pay for it, other than I guess to know that you were supporting Tech Bandits. But in a way, I don't know. I mean, look, I would love to make this a business rather than just like a charity thing. I can't organize it as a charity because I'll murder my board. There's no way. I just don't think I could work under the with a board and having to check everything by a series of people to do stuff. I think it works. I think it's better if I just do this as my own thing. So, oh my God, Lloyd, thank you very much. Come here and do my tiling. And bragging rights alone would be, oh, that's true. And I could charge you a fortune, Lloyd, because it would be like I'd call it like bespoke Stargate acting tile work. It would be crap, by the way. It would be, what kind of tiling do you have to do? I think honest approach has been taking is way better. I mean, it's not honest. I mean, it's like I'm still, I mean, it is honest, but I mean, it's honest in that I'm saying like, give me money and I'll put it towards Tech Bandit stuff. But the Tech Bandit stuff also includes things like Magic the Gathering cards and Lego figures. I undid my first Lego figure yesterday for the Tech Bandits. I don't think they were as excited as I was, but they will be when they find out it's worth $1 more than it was that I bought it for. So. I got the Centaur, the little Centaur Lego figure. It's really cute, by the way. We were trying to figure out why he had an apple, but then we found out he also had a bow. So I guess he's shooting apples off people's heads. I'm not sure I'd trust a Centaur with that, but and Magic, yeah. So Magic the Gathering cards, and oh my God, Get What Games? £5, Jane. That's for you.
That's very.
Get What Games just gave you £5.
Oh wow! Oh, I can't wait to go to England.
I'm not giving it to her. It's going to go to Tech Bandits for sure. Jane, I'll buy you a pack of Magic the Gathering cards when we're in England. Oh God, I hate that. We have this automatic drawer that opens if you tap it, and all it does is just hit me in the crotch over and over again. 501. Oh my God, there's like a bidding war going on who can be the nicest person on Super Chat. Don't get into that. I really appreciate it. Thank you, but don't be silly. That's like this is wonderful, and I very much appreciate it. But please don't feel like you have to. All right, obviously you don't, but yeah, it's honest approach only in that I just don't know any other way of doing it. Normally I would fund this myself. Acting has always funded my sort of side things. This one, I just feel like I want to sustain it when I'm also not working. So it's nice to have like a little war chest for times when it gets tough, or when we need to get, when an opportunity comes up to do something really cool that might take a little bit of change. Something like what's happening with Gimpy G would be great. Like if we can set that up so that the bandits and I have a setup that mirrors his setup, and we can actually learn about how to be a gaming streamer with assistive tech. I just think would be a great experience for me. I love the idea of it, and hopefully get to do some gaming with Gimpy G, and also the bandits. I think they get a different perspective on stuff, right? I like them having a different view of the world every so often. God, I feel left out, but I used my money to subscribe to Tech Bandits. What? Oh, fantastic! Well, no, don't feel left out, Andre Ann. Please don't. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, it's not about that. I'm happy you're here. It's nice to see you chatting. I just honestly right now, the most important thing for me is just like the more people who know about the Tech Bandits, the better. And that's, if there's any way, that's why part of the reasons why I do these. I also do it because it guilts me into exercising. It's pretty good though, right? Because if I don't show up, I haven't exercised, and I slink in a couple of days later and go like, hi, forgive me, internet. But today was good. Today was like 15 minutes of Mick Jagger. That's walking backwards, and then 15 minutes forward, which is a good chunk more. I was doing 24 minutes in total, so I figured I'm up to half an hour. Ideally, I'd like to be doing like around 45 minutes. I think that would be a good That'll be a good session. But it's really, I guess I'm getting old, but I definitely feel it in my joints more than I feel it in my muscles anymore now. So, how do you access the Time Bandits? Oh, I wish we were Time Bandits, but we're actually we're the Tech Bandits. Tech Bandits, probably the best way to check out what we're up to, and I'm going to be doing some updates on that today, actually, on that site, is thetechbandits.com. But we also stream on Tech Banditry on Twitch. There is D. Hewlett, well, you know that on YouTube because that's where you are right now, of course. Where are my glasses? Jane, where are my glasses? Did you want some coffee? I forgot all about it. I forgot to bring her coffee. I got 2 mugs right here ready to go. I haven't brought her a coffee. All right, I'm getting that now. So tomorrow is going to be yoga. Oh, am I doing yoga? Are you doing yoga today, baby?
If I have time.
If she has time, that's a no. She never has time. She's too busy, like being, Mrs. Producer, lying in a window, looking like a Flemish painting. That is the sound of coffee, by the way. I'm not actually, like peeing in the sink or anything, just to make sure everyone knows what's going on. And let me bring this to Jane. Without showing you Jane, let me bring this to Jane. God, my hair is awful today.
Tell them about your new favorite show.
Oh, my new favorite show. Oh, my God.
On the carpet.
I am watching, finally, because I can't be... People tell you a great idea, and then...
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, Jane. Anytime. You know you're worth it. What was that? I do. She knows. Succession. Oh my God, it's freaking amazing. I think I mentioned this yesterday, right? That it's written by an old friend of Jane's, who she might or might not have dated. And I should be horribly jealous, and I kind of am, except that there's just no way. The guy's so freaking brilliant and so lovely. I really wanted to not like him, and then I met him, and I was like, he's too likable. So yeah, he's just incredibly talented, and this show Succession is so twisted and dark and wonderful, and it's just been really fun, sort of like charting his writing career, because he's worked on Veep, which of course is brilliant. Originally was working on The Thick of It in England, which is genius. I think did they win like an Oscar for the Thick of It movie or something?
They were nominated for In the Loop, yes.
Nominated for In the Loop, which was the movie they did of the series. You may remember Peter Capaldi from that because he then became Doctor Who. He was not like Doctor Who in The Thick of It. I learned some words from him. So now they're doing Succession. Well, no, they've done Succession, but it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. You really can't take your eyes off it. The acting is freaking brilliant. The subtleties of all the things going on. The writing is, as I say, just unrivaled, basically. It is without a doubt the best pilot I think I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen... Pilots are really, really hard because you have to establish your show. You have to sort of reveal the engine, the story engine of your show. Oh my God, D&W, what are you doing? You need to fix the Twitch link on Tech Bandits, by the way. Oh, is it expired? Oh, stupid Twitch links. I hate Twitch links. All right. On Tech Bandits. Okay, yes, I will do that. Okay. And Mary Loomis is David Tennant. He's still around. He's just not Doctor Who, right? Okay, so good morning, Fox Girl. How are you? So yeah, pilot episodes, very, very difficult because you've got to establish all these characters. You need a lot of backstory. Traditionally, what most series writers like to do is this sort of the golden goose of pilots is the idea of, can you write a pilot that could be in the middle of a series? Like that it doesn't have because by the very nature of a pilot, it's going to be different than the other shows, right? So it's very difficult to establish what kind of a show you're creating because you have to do all this backstory on a show that changes the nature of the actual first show. So really, you don't really hit your stride in a show until you're like a couple of episodes in, and you could start just using that story engine, whatever that basic idea behind the series is, to generate your stories. But you have to set up that world. And so pilots are usually an awful lot of exposition crammed in every little corner and nook and cranny of the show. And as I say, they don't stick to the way shows that will come after are going to be laid out. So this one just did this absolutely fantastic job of establishing everybody in motion. There was no, I never felt like I was being told anything. I never felt that I was having exposition given to me, ever. And yet, by the end of that show, you sort of lovingly hate everybody. Like, you can't help but just, you're strangely attached in a kind of it's almost like you've put your hand in slime, and you come away and you're like, I can't get it off me. It's like, it's so little things that happen in your day will remind you of the show, and it's just it is freaking brilliant. So please go and watch Succession. I don't think I have to tell you that. I'm years behind. So but it's one of those pandemic things that I finally went, you know what? I said to Jane, I don't want to work. Because I tend to like, go to bed, and I will watch YouTube videos for Tech Bandits or do research stuff. Maybe a little writing, emails, all that kind of stuff. And the other night I was just like, I really just need to veg out. I just need to just like enjoy. I mean, I enjoy what I do, but it generally is sort of kind of cerebral in its energy. Whereas I just wanted to sort of kick back. Of course, the reality is Succession makes you think all the time, and it's almost exhausting. But it's a wonderful exhaustion. And my fear is that one day I'm going to sit down and watch all the rest of the episodes and be up until 4:00 in the morning. So, anyways, all right. Won't lie, I couldn't get into Next Gen Who. Oh, we're talking about Doctor Who. Very good. Brainiac. That's me. Work, rest, play, balance. It's hard. You sound like you needed to Netflix and chill. Yeah, I need to Netflix and chill, man. Oh my God, we've totally started the whole thing on. Yeah, it's neat to watch pilots of established shows. It really is, and kind of shocking in some ways. Yeah, it's somewhat shocking to see where some of these shows started. I mean, the one that really got me was to go back and watch the old Simpsons. It's almost unwatchable. Like, it's like, you're like, what the hell's going on here? I forgot to pour myself coffee. Jane, that's how selfless I am. It's you, the internet, and then me. Yeah, I'm basically like a Mother Teresa. So I think I might put some milk in here. Just a little bit. Just enough to make my tummy go, what are you doing? Just a little bit. Just a little soupçon of milk. How are you so handsome and young looking at your relatively advanced age? That's my favorite question. Jane, did you hear that one? Do you want me to read it to you again? Let me just read that one again for you, Jane. These are people on the internet. They don't lie. It's the internet. It's got to be true. How are you? This is Nibelung. Nibelung? No, not Mad Mum. Nibelung Valesti says, and very seriously by the look of it, and some beautiful penmanship. How are you so, no, don't go. How are you so handsome, they say, and young looking at your relatively advanced age, Jane? I don't see them saying that about you. Yeah, like I said, very hard for single moms. She's like, I joke that sometimes she just doesn't even try. She just after the disdain is just quite palpable. Not advanced. He's exquisite. Thank you, DNW. You don't have to pay me to say. You don't have to pay me and give me compliments. But thank you. What do we got here? As you previously told us, McKay wasn't really McKay in the first episode of SG-1, but there was so much exposition to establish that no one noticed that fact. Yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed it. But yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Apparently we're both very cute, Jane. Yeah. But I'm probably cuter. This is what you're probably saying, right? Always trust anything the internet says. Exactly. It's got to be true. It was said on the internet. That's very sweet of you. Thank you very much. I wish I believed you. I'm sure my life would be easier. We don't see her enough to comment on her appearance. It's true, nor should you. Yes, you are still acute to the semi-young crowd. I'm boomer handsome. Great. My father aged well, but I don't know. He's already, I mean, I've already lost more hair than my father has. He comments on that all the time. What brand of coffee is your poison, David? I mean, still, let's find out. Let's find out. Let's look in the freezer and see what it is. It is called, the Remarkable Bean. That's what we have. That is, again, very woke coffee, fair trade, organic coffee. Oh my God. I'm guessing it cost a fortune too. I mean, I want to save the planet, but I also wouldn't mind saving a buck or two here or there. Do you do an impression of your dad? Love the accent. Well, he's just sort of very, I mean, he's just, he's very, very British somehow. So, and he also has no lips like me. So his lips disappear as he's talking, like I do. Referring to a woman using the words "at your age," do you? Yeah, I should do that. Do you see? What I missed that. Do we seem like a fan base with a death wish? I don't know. Do you? What's up with your IMDb profile photo? Thane. That's an interesting question. Jane and everyone was bugging me for a new photo, and I with a passion. There's nothing. Well, there's many things that I hate more, but one of the things in life that I hate the most is getting photos taken for acting, because I'm like, how do you even do that? Like, what do you like? Like, there's just no, why? I'm not a freaking model. This face only works when it's moving. So it's like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get a handsome shot so that on the off chance that the camera catches you in that angle, you'll look like that. I felt like that summed me up. It's a shot from, if you want to go check it out on IMDb, that's the Internet Movie Database. It's great. And so I chose this photo because I just felt like it was me, a little overweight, definitely not as much hair as you should, shirt sort of open, belly out, just like a jerk. You just look like a jerk. And that's what I play. Like, I play a lot of either sort of like, brilliant innocence or just more and more as I get older, old, straight white old guys who are saying and doing the wrong thing. So I just felt like that just sort of summed up what I played, I thought, better than anything else. And I just like the shot. I just like the shot because it's arresting. It stopped, like, so when you go in to do a show, like on Clarice, you go into the offices, they always have all of the resume shots of everybody that they put up on the wall. And with their character names underneath them, so that when they come into the office, I guess people know who they are and they can sort of keep track of that. I guess maybe it's tradition. I don't know this. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. It also just keeps track of the cast members for each episode. So there'll be like your main cast, then there's like your secondary cast, then there's like your guest cast. So I'm on the secondary cast down there. But it's so funny how that picture, man, everyone comments on it. And it's just a frame grab from Who You Know, All About Who You Know, which is this great little movie that Jane produced and Jake Horowitz directed. And if you can see it, go and see it, or see it. It may even be streaming at this point, but it's kind of a neat little film. And I was sort of lucky enough that, because I guess Jane was producing it, and they didn't have any money, that they let me play that role. It's funny. I actually said no. I was like, no, I don't want to do an indie film. I'll just look after the kid. We'll hang out. We'll play Magic the Gathering. Like, me. I generally, if I don't have to work, I don't. I love acting in certain things, but I much prefer this. So I was like, no, I don't want to do another independent film. Nah. But she's producing it, so I'm like, okay, I don't have a choice, so I'm going to do it. And just a great role. Just a really great, fun, kind of wonderful role. So how is it working with Michael Shanks? How do you think it was working with Michael Shanks? Have you seen the photos? I'm like a huge fanboy of that guy. He's just, he's great. He's just fantastic. I've sat down with him and I was getting all worked up about something. I can't remember what it was. Something stupid, probably, like about being uncomfortable or hungry, one of the two. It's usually what I was upset about. Or some inefficiency that was driving me crazy. Or some bureaucratic thing. Whatever. Actors basically, if actors stop, like if a shark stops swimming, they die, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. But if actors stop complaining, they die. So there I was complaining away, and I said to him, I said, like, how did you deal with this? Like, I just like you've been dealing with it for so long, and I was like, doesn't this stuff drive you crazy? And he's like, like he says, like, you miss it when it's gone, like, you know what I mean? When it stops, you miss it, and it just really made me go, huh? Like it's like you go, yeah, no, you know what? You have to sort of remember to in all of your complaining, in all of the joy of complaining that I have, it's very important to sort of to kick back every so often and go like, holy cow, I get paid to pretend to be other people for a living. You know what I mean? I get paid well to do that. I am a very, very, very lucky person. And it was just, it's really good to, especially someone like him who's just been working so freaking much, for him not to be blasé about this stuff. And also, the other thing is, I mean, probably the most important thing as well, he's just freaking hilarious. He's just funny. We just crack each other up. I mean, so yeah, yeah, Shanks is a cool guy. Shanks is literally, like, I think that's a great way of putting it. He's a cool guy, man. Like, man, listen to me. I'm immediately go like, all cool. I just think he's got a great, I think he got a great sense of the industry. He's got a great sense of his own place in the industry. Like, I think he's very realistic about that stuff. Incredibly warm, incredibly inviting. I absolutely loved him. Just loved him. He played himself in SG1, huh? I guess a bit. I think he played. I mean, he's not that nerdy. Like, he's not. I mean, I think he had to. I think he that. I mean, yeah, he's much cooler, I think, than his character on SG1. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like he himself is just better. He's better at holding himself. I am just as bad as McKay at most of my life. So a lot of it is really just pulling what's already there in my life. Whereas I think for Shanks, he actually had to do some acting because he really is much more together, I think, and much more personable and social than his character is. So both you and him talk so fast. We do talk very fast. It's true. Yeah. I always thought, like, talk really, really fast, because then the people who want to know what's going on can always just go back and listen to you slower if they want to, right? And the people who don't want to, they just want to get on with the story. So, they want to, like, where's Amanda tapping? They want to move, so they want you to talk really fast. You're not really Rodney. No, I'm not really like Rodney, but there are definitely a lot of Rodney-isms to me, if that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of me came into Rodney because I'm not that good an actor. I mean, I think it's like, for me, my acting is all about finding things in myself and my own personality, my own sort of physical traits and stuff. If I feel like that's the most real. If you can bring your own stuff into a character, then that's going to be more real than if you are trying to make shit up, if that makes sense. So, Tommy Boy, have a good one. So Tommy Boy, I'm checking out, what is it called? Tease Tiles? Is that what you're saying? Tease Tiles that I got to go check out? Was it Tommy Boy who said that? I can't remember now. Wow. Thanks for even mentioning my texts. Jersey Dolphins, a pleasure. Hit us with a little Rodney acting. Yeah, right. Dance, monkey, dance. You're so humble. Your acting on SG was amazing. It's all fake humility. I really think I'm amazing. I feel like that episode script, the longest one written, must be like 100 pages. Yeah, no, that's true. When they always used to joke that whenever they had to write a script with a lot of McKay in it, the more McKay there was, the longer the script got, because they had to realize how fast I spoke. That there's a normally they think that. Oh my God, I talk faster as soon as I start talking about talking faster. With a normal script, you've got, they usually go like, okay, it's about a minute a page. It averages out to a minute a page. Now, even that sort of takes into account, like, the helicopter explodes, throwing debris all over sometimes those one pages are pretty big. Other times it's dialogue, and dialogue can go past pretty quickly as well. But they generally sort of standardized on a minute a page, basically. But of course, with me, it isn't a minute a page. It's like maybe 25 seconds a page, because we just get through it so fast. So of course, if you got Shanks and I talking at the same time, that two-parter was like writing War and Peace. I just get faster and faster. It's so true. There's always actor characteristics as part of characters they play. Yes, Birch. Yes, the Birch. You're right. There is always, obviously, physical traits that actors bring to the role, because that's who they are. But I think some actors are very, very good at coming. This is, by the way, is an avocado seed, which I would like to now have sprout. They like to. I think there are some actors who love to be chameleons, who are very good at chameleons. the obvious ones that leap to mind are, Daniel Day-Lewis, like My Left Foot, and Name of the Father, all that kind of. I mean, just very transformative kind of actors. They can turn into anything. Abraham Lincoln, which I haven't seen yet. I'd like to see that actually. Really talented. I love it. Like Gangs of New York. Oh my God, like he was brilliant in that. And I think some actors get away with it, some don't. I see Jared Leto doing it a lot, and I just don't think he should. I think I feel like maybe stop worrying about the fancy and work on the real. I worry that sometimes you can get too bogged down in the in the affectations that you lose that. I feel like the camera is like a truth drug. The camera connects with people in a way where it's very difficult. People pick up on lies. People, like, they can tell when you're lying, and acting is just lying, basically. So it's a bit like this on YouTube as well, I think, where people talk about like, oh, you've got to be authentic. It's like, what does authentic mean? You can't be authentic. You either are authentic or you're not authentic. You can't like pretend to be authentic. Like that doesn't work. Maybe it works for some people. It doesn't work for me. I'm in a bad mood. You're going to get me in a bad mood. If I'm in a good mood, you get me in a good mood. Generally, it relates to coffee. I think that some people go out of their way to hide their own little foibles and sort of movements and such and personality traits in order to truly turn themselves into someone else. Other people, and I put myself in this sort of department, I think I highlight aspects of my persona or my physicalities that suit the character. So I feel like you always get David, but you just get different aspects of David. I mean, there's like, if you have to play evil, then there's an evil David. You know what I mean? Like, and I like to think that there's a little McKay in everybody. And I worked in IT for a while, and so I met a lot of McKays. When I was doing Traders, I was playing this brilliant, really just kind of a idiot savant kind of trader who just operated on a different level, but was absolutely incapable of communicating with people, very much on the spectrum. And as a result, I met a lot of people kind of like that, who were different levels. I mean, I guess they used to call it like Asperger's for some people, but those IT high tech trading big data people who are very much in their computers all the time tend to have real difficulty communicating in the real world. Often, a lot of the time, dealing with anyone who they might be attracted to as well. So they're very, very bad at making those kind of intimate connections with people. So I felt like I had a lot to draw on with McKay, and also being a nerd myself. I always, I was never terribly good at that stuff myself. I think I've got better at it. I've got better at it now because I think I'm less worried about making an idiot of myself. In fact, I think I go out of my way to make an idiot of myself now because I feel like there's such a freedom in that. There's no point in pretending to be cool. There's no point in pretending to be brilliant when you're not brilliant. There's no point in pretending to know things if you don't know them. It's a much more enjoyable life if you can just go like, really? Wow. Tell me about that. Or dum-de-dum-de-dum, there are my glasses. I just think that's, you can beat yourself up about these things and be uncomfortable with it, or you can just embrace it and just enjoy it. And I think that's, if there's, one of the many things I'd love to pass on to my son is just a respect for other people, but not a reliance on their perspective on you and their thoughts on you. I mean, it's not, who cares? Like, who really cares? I do think it's important to be empathetic and to think of other people in situations, but at the same time, God damn it, the thing keeps opening. It's this freaking thing. I'll show it to you. I'll show you my nemesis. This is my nemesis. I'm put one the wrong way. So my nemesis. So this is the garbage is normally in there. I've taken it out because I'm gonna take it out. But this thing. So you tap this thing, and it opens automatically. But it's quite strong. So of course you come up to get coffee, and you get You get hit in the yobbles, don't you? That's what happens. Oh my God, I've almost gone for an hour. I need to go. So love your kitchen, David. Thank you very much. Ms. Liz, very nice of you. We've just been discussing it. In fact, I've got, thanks to some lovely super chats. Can I find those again? Where did they go? I can't find them anymore. Are those the super chats there? I can't see them. Well, I got some wonderful super chats from DNW and a few other people that will help will help the Tech Bandits, but are incentive for me to go back to doing a little more DIY stuff. So I got to get back upstairs and do my bathroom at some point. So, all right, thank you so much for the time. Oh my God, thank you for the time. I can't believe you stayed. Have a great, safe day. Thank you, John Brewer, Zenos. Drawer in my kitchen looked to grab my pockets. Yes, that's another thing. Yes, it's true. These little babies here, we've got these. You want to be careful. You get too much of an edge on those, you can catch yourself on them. The worst is this one here, is the knives. Because sometimes it gets tilted around this way. And if you have a knife sticking out of there, you can catch it as you walk by, and then you pull over a freaking thing of knives, and they're all crazy sharp, and they'll gut you like a fish. So got to be careful on that one. Okay, so good luck with the home improvement. I feel like I could probably hurt myself. Goodbye and huzzah. I know construction. If you need tips, I can help. Thank you very much. Jersey Dolphins, fantastic. What sort of stuff do you do, Jersey Dolphins? What sort of work do you do? Is your kitchen trying to kill you by David Hewlett, a New York Times bestseller? Well, it is. God, that coffee's good. Yes, it would cut my morning short, Fox Girl. What is that? It's a dad joke. What do we got? David, have a good, safe, productive day. Please give Huzzah a good pet. Thank you, Rebel Time Lady, fellow Doctor Who fan. I'm not entirely convinced that the speed of light has always been constant. Maybe just in this universe once inflation ended. I'm not entirely convinced that the speed of light has always been constant. Ooh. You think it's changed? Interesting. All right, we need a Hewlett home improvement show. That's what I said. I'm telling you, we had this whole thing, geek and chic, or geek versus chic, where Jane would like design something nice, and then I'd ruin it by buying like crazy things. Like, we had a big fight about this hood, by the way. I was like, the hood's free? Great. Get the biggest, most powerful one you can get. Not the way to go. Because this thing, it roars like a freaking freight train and is not that effective because it's just not set up to work in a little kitchen like this. It's like you could feel the oxygen leaving the room. Yeah, look, I'd love to do that. I actually want to talk to, so Greg Brick's wife, Danielle, does a lot of renovation stuff. I want to get her on, I think she should be on Twitch or on YouTube streaming live. I think she should be doing this kind of stuff because she's interesting, not me. I'm in the freaking kitchen talking about how bad I am at this stuff. She can actually show you how to do stuff. So I actually want to talk to her about that at some point because I want to proselytize this approach to stuff. The funny thing about developing for TV and film, which I've stopped doing now, like Jane does it for film. I guess she would consider television, I suppose, but I just don't do it anymore. I used to do it. I used to do it all the time. I've written a million pitches, a million pilots, all sorts of stuff. I've just done all of that stuff. And I have no interest in pursuing it anymore because I feel like, first off, I don't think anybody understands this industry. I think they pretend to understand the industry, or they think they understand the industry. And the reality is it's lightning in a bottle. It's honestly, I think so much of it's just accidents. Like it's just, oh, that worked out. Fantastic. How do we recreate it? No idea. I mean, unless you're dealing with like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars where you basically buy the marketing and you buy the placement and all that kind of stuff, then that's a different world. But I'm not in that world. And nor do I feel like I want to get to the point where I'm putting out sort of generic garbage that quote unquote appeals to everybody. So, I'm happy to watch it. I love that stuff, but because I'm part of I'm that nerd culture that they're feeding on. But I feel like for me, this is the future. Like for me, this kind of interaction, Twitch, YouTube, I spend all of my time on those platforms now. I see my son and his friends, again, all their time spent in this area. And that fascinates me because I think that's where things are going to go. So I would like to figure out how to make that work. And I love the idea that it could actually be a way of educating as well as sort of entertaining people. And And also, again, they talk about this freaking authenticity. Authenticity, what did I say? Is it authenticity? What did I say the word was? Uh, but it's that it's real. Like it's you don't it's there's no it's rough, it's awkward, it's sweaty, it's messy. It's like this is you're seeing what you get, and I think there's an immense power in that. I think there's a connection that I can make with people, and I do make with people. Like I'm getting emails from people about stuff that we're working on that can help me make that stuff happen. Like you don't do that when you're on TV. There's a TV and film that's all about putting barriers in a way between you and the audience. And while I'm not a social person. I'm a very antisocial person. I think I'm actually strangely very private, but at the same time, when I'm not, I'm happy to not be, if that makes sense. And I just feel like there are stories to tell this way, I think, that are far more sort of engaging than some, committee of freaking writers and directors and producers and marketing people trying to come up with the best way to appeal to the most people. And I just, I've had some really bad experiences making films with people who thought they knew what they were talking about, and seeing problems coming and going like, just is nobody else, like, I'm bringing this up because I feel this is good. No, it'll be fine, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of stuff where it's just like there's a common sense that I feel is lacking from a lot of the industry. And it's a bit like this trading stuff. This like I said, I'm reading this or listening to this book, The Flash Boys. It's the same kind of thing. There's all these people doing trading without knowing how it works or even if it works. And I feel like the film industry is very much there. I'm much more interested in things like All About Who You Know, like little tiny movies that can be made without interference, because then to me they're pure, they're honest stories. They're if not honest stories, they're forced to be more creative by the limits of their budgets and such. So that I'm far more interested in that kind of stuff. So yes, I would love. So sorry. The whole point of this little tirade was, I did try to develop a renovation show. And I realize now that's me being lazy. That's me being old school and dinosaur. You want a renovation show, just start freaking doing it. Like, what's to stop you? And also then it's your show. You go where you want with it. You're not forced to go like, hi, and now today I'm going to use the new Makita so-and-so power tool because I've been told that's what we're selling to you today. You could use what you want. You could be honest about it. There's some great stuff out there. I'm reticent to get into it, because I keep having to go to act. So whenever I leave to act, it kind of kills whatever thing you're working on. And also my focus, because my focus is terrible for that. And also there's just really good ones out there. But I guess what do I say to my son all the time? You get good at the things you do a lot of. So I guess I should start doing more of it. And I should probably do that by stopping talking to you now, drinking my coffee, having a shower, and maybe getting on with my freaking day. I'm a great teacher. Oh God, I don't know about that. I get excited about stuff. Yeah, Rebel Time Lady. I'm the same. Definitely, my friends call me an extrovert hermit. I'd rather be at home by myself, but when I do become social, I'm happy to engage, with that. What is this? Oh, isn't it so much fun having idiots of the helm of projects? So I know, really, no kidding, Fox Girl. But that's it. I guess everyone thinks everyone else is an idiot. But the other thing I've discovered is you got to be very careful about being the smartest person in the room, because everyone thinks they are. And people who aren't as smart often think they're very smart. And so I always get very nervous when I think I'm the person with the expertise in the room. I get very nervous because I go, does that mean I'm the idiot? Because the reality is, it's knowing just enough to cause damage that I think a lot of people are in that position. And of course, you get into the whole mansplaining stuff as well, where you have got distracted again. It's so true. It's because this chat. I get distracted by chat. Okay, I'm out of here. What's this? There was one other thing I wanted to mention here. Make sure you get the insulation behind all of your bathroom pipes, even the electrical boxes. Peel paper off facing when insulating heat lamps and exhaust fans. Oh, okay, very good, very good. Hey, Jersey Dolphins, are there any YouTubers that you like or streamers or anything that you like that I could be watching? Are there people that you've seen online that you like and sort of welcome their sort of expertise? I'm humble as pie, but I can't stand showing up to projects to learn. No one did research or thought out anything. Yeah, no, that is frustrating. Actually, and which reminds me, I do want to do some research. I'm going to talk to a guy today who works in. I guess the best from what I've got from the website is it's like a combination of like scientific data and computing, like what is it called? High performance computers, I guess, HPCs or something. Again, anyways, but so basically they create solutions for the scientific community, for academic institutions and biotech, all sorts of stuff. So I'm sort of curious to have a chat with him. It's always so weird though because you're like chatting with somebody you've never met. Like you've literally had a couple of tweets and then you're like, okay, let's get on a chat and we'll just talk. So that's it. So look things up. Look things up. It's so true. I was saying this the other day about the whole Black Lives Matter stuff. Don't find black friends and ask them about black rights and what you could do to be a better white person in a world of systemic racism. Do the freaking work yourself. Go read a book. Read a few articles, subscribe to, Anti-Black Racism Daily. Great, by the way. A fantastic subscription, by the way. Where you just get these perspectives on things that you didn't know before. And it's not other people's responsibilities to educate you. They will often happily do it, happily. But I think you'll find that they'd be much happier to help you if you've done at least some work yourself towards that goal. I think it's lazy just to go like, I don't know how to do this, tell me. Whereas if you've gone on, Google it, just Google it. That's all you have to do. I mean, you Google, watch a couple of YouTube videos. You don't even have to really learn anything. You're just watching stuff, getting a sense of stuff, so that you can at least speak to things with a little bit of understanding. It's like acting. Just know your lines. Be on time. Learn your lines. That's the key to acting. Those two things. That's it. All right, I'm out of here. David, eagerly might be better term. Eagerly. Okay. Here we are. Imagine. It's a big topic. Yep, it's a big topic to sort of throw in there and then just leave. But we'll discuss all of the of that side of stuff another day. But anyways. I'm going, Adam ruins everything. Yeah, that is fun. That is a fun one. All right, I'm out of here. I will say, be safe, be kind, be brilliant until we geek again. Cheerio and huzzah!